All right, good morning, everybody. We're back and we're live for the Nonito Donaire Naoya Inoue rematch from 2019. A lot of questions need to be asked of both guys. Could this be the style for Inoue that could be his kryptonite? Could this just be the one guy that he can't walk over and steamroll through? Right? We saw the first fight. I had it 7 rounds to 5. I thought it was a razor close fight. Inoue did score that knockdown with the body shot. But other than that, I thought the fight was fought pretty nip and tuck on even terms. But Donaire did bust up Naoya Inoue's face with the right hand, the orbital bone. It was a huge punch. And you could argue that that may have a psychological impact on Inoue, knowing that this guy can hurt me. This guy could cause damage to my face. And I spoke with Rachel on Sunday, and she said basically that every time this man has to look in the mirror, he's going to know because his face is still not 100% back to what the way it was. There is a slight deformity to his face because he never got the surgery. He just let it heal naturally. So every time he wakes up, she said he's going to have to look in the mirror and know that Nonito did this to his face. Now, will that have a psychological edge for Nonito Donaire? Will that play on Inoue's mind mentally, knowing that this older guy hurt me, and he's the only guy that I think in years, if you were to look back, that went the distance with Inoue. Inoue was coming off of, I believe, a 6 or 7 fight knockout streak, right? So he's been for the last 3 years or so, three and a half to 4 years, he was knocking everybody out, and this was the one man in Nonito Donaire who everyone thought was way past his prime, right? But he went the distance, and he made the fight very close and competitive, right? So let's see. Inoue looks like he's really razor focused this time, and he went on record saying he's going to try to retire Nonito Donaire this time around. So let's see if that's going to be the case this time. Let's see if he can actually score the knockout and get a definitive victory here. Now Donaire has recently had a resurgence to his career, right? Seems to be revitalized, right? Even though he's 39 years old, we're starting to see flashes of the old Nonito Donaire when he was in his prime, right? That pound for pound Nonito Donaire. And he scored some impressive victories as well, right? He's bringing the WBC bantamweight title to the dance here. So, like I said, he's kind of reestablished himself at 118 pounds, and he is no longer that guy who people can write off anymore. I mean, you have to respect what Nonito Donaire has done in recent years. You have to respect him, right? So I think this fight will go the distance. The big question here is, will Inoue fight a little bit less aggressive, knowing that Donaire can hurt him? And will Donaire have that added confidence this time around, knowing that he can hurt Inoue, knowing that he has the style? Rachel talked about, everyone looks for that left hook, but one weapon in recent fights that has emerged for Nonito Donaire has been that right hand. And I've even mentioned that he's trying to sell that left hook. He's trying to throw that little feint in there, like he's going to throw that left hook, and he's been throwing a lot of right hand leads as well. So the right hand lead has been a very sneaky weapon for Nonito Donaire, and there have been times when Nonito Donaire has shown to be a little bit too overly aggressive and come forward, but the old Nonito Donaire was more of a crafty, slick counterpuncher who uses his legs a lot, right, as defense. He steps around his opponents, constantly, giving his opponent angles and creating those openings for himself, not just with the feints, but just with the footwork, right? Not standing in front of his opponent, throwing that feint, then stepping off to the side, and creating that little punching angle where he can get that right hand off or that left hook, right? So from what I've heard from Rachel, she's going to be in the corner. I think she's going to be the lead trainer this time around because Nonito Senior will not be in the corner because he just recently had knee replacement surgery. So we'll see how Nonito performs with Rachel as the main voice in the corner. Rachel said that they have this mind connection together, and he really trusts his wife, probably more so than anyone else. And if she's going to be the main voice, let's see how much of an impact that's going to have. I'm curious to see. I mean, I'm really excited about this fight, right? Nonito Donaire looks nice and focused. He looks laser focused for this fight. He looks like he's dialed in. Both guys look like they're ready, man. Nonito Donaire bows to the crowd. And Nonito Donaire is getting a very good reception here from the crowd. So he's got a lot of respect from these Japanese fans after what he did in the first fight. So let's see. We've seen fights in Japan before where the crowd is very quiet. They don't have that much of an impact on the fight. They basically applaud. They don't cheer and yell and scream. So we're not going to really know, who the crowd is really going for here because they don't scream and yell too much. But as he enters the ring, Nonito Donaire gets a very nice applause from the crowd. Right? Now we're waiting for both men to be introduced here as we see Rachel stick the mouthpiece in Nonito Donaire's mouth. So let's see what's going on here as we wait for both guys to make their way to the ring. Okay. Unfortunately here, I'm getting a little buffering here, so this is the problem. Okay, here we go. We're back. As we wait for both guys to be introduced here in the ring. Pretty good ring walk here. Getting a lot of buffering here right now, so I don't know what's going on here. Having some issues here with the connection as I wait for both guys to be introduced here. Okay, now we're back. Yeah, it must be a lot of people watching this fight worldwide because I got some buffering, and I hope the streams with the app. That's the downside of having these apps. Sometimes you get the buffering. We get the national anthems now, playing the national anthem of the Philippines as we wait for this fight to start. But yeah, this is a great rematch here, guys. I think this is a can't miss fight. I think these two styles mesh very well. I think we may see a little bit more of a tactical match this time around because both guys realize that they could hurt each other. So they may try to be a little bit more defensively responsible than they were in the first fight. They know each other's tendencies now. Inoue knows that he can hurt Donaire to the body, but he didn't go to, that punch did not land until late in the fight. I believe that was in the 12th round, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if he tries to go to the body earlier this time around, knowing that he could hurt Donaire to the body. And let's see if, Donaire can land that big right hand right off the bat and get Inoue's respect to try to make him think twice before coming forward to step into him, right? So now we got the Japanese national anthem here right now. As we wait, they're just playing the anthems here. No one's really singing right now. But as we wait for the first bell, seems like this show is a lot better produced than that Kambosos Haney fight was, because that thing was dragging out. This seems to be going along pretty smoothly. Tekken, I believe Tekken Promotions, I think Top Rank is also involved in this. I think they have options on Inoue, but it seems like Tekken has taken the lead here, and they've done a really good job with this promotion because there hasn't been any long lags in between fights. I mean, this thing seems to be moving pretty smoothly, and that arena looks to be packed in there. Got a full house So anyone who says boxing is dead, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, because we've seen a lot of recent fights in front of huge arenas and big stadiums, and this is another big fight. Now we're getting ready for the formal introductions here. Got the great Jimmy Lennon Jr. in there as the ring announcer. Oh my God, Jimmy Lennon Jr. can even speak Japanese. We knew he could speak Spanish, but he's throwing a little Japanese in there. All right. I believe Donaire will be introduced first. All right. Waiting for the final introductions here before we get this fight off. And I'm really excited right now. Looking forward to this battle. So we'll see who hurts the other first here. We'll see who makes the first statement in this fight. I think this fight's going to go the distance, though. A lot of people are predicting a knockout. They don't think it's going to go the distance, but I have a feeling this fight's going to go the distance. I think both guys, again, this may be more of a chess match than we think, right? Like I said, both guys know they can hurt each other, so they'll be wary of each other's power. They'll be looking to minimize the mistakes they make, and they're both going to try to be more defensively responsible, I feel. And Jimmy Lennon Jr. is getting ready to say his signature. It's showtime. Oh, he said prime time this time, Jimmy Lennon, not showtime. He said it's prime time. Yeah, so they're introducing Nonito Donaire first here, which is understandable, right? Nonito Donaire has a nice sweat going. He looks like he's ready, man. He looks like he's ready for the fight. Both guys, like I said, coming off of a knockout streak. But again, I think this fight goes the distance, like I said before. Gotta be honest, Rachel looks a little bit nervous in the corner. But again, understandably, that's her husband. And I'm sure she's always a little bit nervous going into the fights, but she does look a little nervous. We got Richard Schaefer in the ring as well, Nonito Donaire's manager, and I think he's affiliated with Pro Bellum as well. Now we're waiting for Inoue to be introduced here, the WBA and the IBF bantamweight champion. So 3 belts are on the line here tonight, guys. He looks like he's ready, man. He looks focused. I think he's a little bit angry going into this fight. People questioning him. You know, people saying he's not what he's made out to be. He is still on a lot of people's pound for pound list, but some people are still. He still has a lot of detractors out there, and because he's in that lighter weight class at 118 pounds. Sometimes these smaller guys have to work that much harder to get the respect of the boxing fans, and particularly the casual boxing fans. It's hard for a small guy to really cross over, but we know without a doubt that Naoya Inoue is known by the hardcores, and he's definitely a big fan favorite over in Japan, as we can see by that crowd who came out to see him. And I'm sure a lot of people are there to see Nonito Donaire as well. So Nonito Donaire is waiting for Inoue to come to the center of the ring here. We got Michael Griffin as the referee. Michael Griffin is not one of my favorite referees. I don't think he's the best. I think he's a little bit overly officious. I think sometimes he second guesses himself, but let's hope he does not play a big impact in this fight. Both guys look in phenomenal shape, I have to say. Inoue looks good, looks really good and solid at 118 pounds. Now we're waiting for the first bell to ring, and here we go. All right, here we go, guys. All right, both guys are out in the center of the ring. Nonito throws a lead left hook off the bat just to let Inoue know I'm here. And now Nonito Donaire is already getting the jab going. He's trying to gauge the distance here, trying to probe, trying to create some openings here, moving his head a little bit. Now Inoue starts to lead off with his jab. Inoue looks a little bit tight here. I have to be honest. He looks a little bit tight, looks a little bit wound up here. Nonito Donaire seems to look a little bit looser, if I'm being honest. He's a little bit more fluid with his jab, while Inoue seems to be a little tight. Inoue just throws a left hook that was nowhere near Nonito Donaire. So, yeah. So Donaire seems to be getting off first here with the jab. Nothing of significance has landed from either fighter, but Donaire seems to be controlling the distance here as he throws a right hand to the body that comes up short. And interestingly, first punch right there by Inoue lands with left hook. Didn't land clean, but it was, landed partially there. But Inoue seems to be the guy who's kind of backing up a little bit. He's looking for the counter punch, it seems. So he's allowing Donaire to step forward a little bit more. And Donaire is the guy who's pressing. Both guys are feeling each other out here, trying to wait to see if... Oh, another short left hook by Inoue. So Inoue is being the counter puncher here. He's letting Donaire come forward, trying to get him to make the first mistake. And he's the one who's been doing pretty well here with the counter punches. And Inoue lands a nice jab right there. Donaire is coming forward, and Inoue is just being crafty. He's stepping back. He's kind of sliding. Oh, big right hand by Inoue comes up a little short. So we'll see if Inoue is able to set this trap for Donaire, because he's allowing Donaire to come forward, and he's trying to play that counter punch role. Nice right hand by Donaire, followed up by a left hook by Inoue. It's a very close round here, guys. Very nip and tuck round. Nice jab by Donaire. Nice right hand by Inoue. Nice left hook. Another nice left hook. Oh, a short right hand that drops Donaire. Beautiful right hand by Inoue, drops Donaire, but Donaire looks okay. He doesn't look too frustrated here. He doesn't look hurt. And Inoue is kind of chopping at the bit, waiting to jump on Donaire. So we got a 10-8 round for Inoue. I'm a little bit behind you guys who are in the chat, so I apologize. So we saw Inoue allow Donaire to come forward, and he was being more of the counter puncher, and watch Donaire as he kind of gets cut with that short right hand, turns his head, and takes his eye off of Inoue for a brief second, and Inoue throws a beautiful short right hand. Beautiful short right hand over the top, and drops Donaire down for a 10-8 round. So already Donaire is off to a little bit of a slow start here. He's got to put himself in a little bit of a hole with the 10-8 round. Let's see if he can bounce back. Let's see if he can bounce back here and try to make a comeback here. And let's see if he is a little bit less reluctant to step so aggressively to Inoue. Maybe he'll try to lay back a little bit and set some traps for Inoue. Let's see. He needs to kind of throw a feint when he comes in, though, because Inoue seems to be timing him. And Donaire just landed a nice left hook. So Inoue is starting to step to Donaire now that he heard him. Oh, a nice little 1-2 there by Donaire. Oh, but Inoue comes back with a beautiful left hook that wobbles Donaire. Another left hook that seems to have stunned Donaire. Another right hand by Inoue. And Donaire seems to be a little bit rattled here, but he's coming back. He's fighting off the ropes. Another right hand by Inoue. And Inoue is seeming to be the aggressor here. Oh, another beautiful left hook by Inoue. And he is cranking up that left hook. And he's got Donaire in the corner. Let's see if Donaire can fight his way out. Another beautiful left hook to the body by Inoue. And Donaire has Inoue on the ropes, and he's fighting back now. What heart by Donaire. Oh, another delayed reaction by Inoue with left hook, wobble Donaire. And he comes back again with the left hook, followed up with a right hand. And Donaire is in serious trouble here. Another big right hand by Inoue. Oh, a big right hand left hook combination, and the ref waves it off. The ref waves it off. Oh my goodness, what a devastating knockout. Big right hand left hook combination, and it is over, guys. It is over. This fight was not even remotely close. I thought this fight would go the distance. I was so wrong here. What a dominating performance by Naoya Inoue. Shout out to Nonito Donaire. He did his best. He fought like a true champion. He had a lot of heart. We have to give him full credit for taking the fight and putting up a valiant effort. But Naoya Inoue has shown once again why he is such a great fighter. I think that was a good stoppage. I have no problem with the stoppage. A lot of refs may have given Donaire another chance to try to go back in there, but he was a sitting duck at that point. And Donaire is not. He is not complaining about the stoppage at all. Got to give Inoue full credit for that victory. That was a beautiful performance right there. He won every second of every round of that fight, in my opinion. So we got to give him full credit for the victory. And once again, the monster establishes himself as one of the best fighters in the world. And his stock will definitely go up with this victory. His stock will definitely go up with this victory. So shout out to Naoya Inoue for a beautiful, beautiful performance. I guess Inoue basically realized that, I'm going to let this guy come to me, right? I don't have to be so aggressive as I was in the first fight. I could lay back a little bit, and I could let the fight come to me. And once I hurt him, then I'll start to step to him. So he let the fight come to him. He showed a lot of poise and patience this time around. Now Inoue has 3 belts, and the one remaining belt will be that 4th belt, the WBO title. And I'm sure that we can get a unification. We can get an undisputed fight at bantamweight now. This has been the year. This has been the year of undisputed. Let's see if Inoue can continue with the trend. So this was a beautiful performance from Naoya Inoue. And I'm curious to see what Nonito Donaire does next. Do you guys think he should retire? He's already done everything that he needs to do in the sport of boxing. There's not much more left. We already know now that Naoya Inoue is the man at 18. So what else is there left for Nonito Donaire? Should he continue on? Should he retire? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you want next for Nonito Donaire? And more importantly, what do you think Naoya Inoue should do next? Right? What do you think Naoya Inoue should do next? That's the even bigger question here. right? So let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what the future holds for Naoya Inoue. Let's see if he can get the undisputed fight. What do you guys want next for him? What do you guys want to see happen next? Who do you think? Who do you think should be the next opponent for Naoya Inoue? I believe the WBO title, if I'm not mistaken, has been vacated. They stripped Casamayor, I think, of the WBO title, if I'm not mistaken. Casemiro. So I think that title's vacant. So they still have to sort that out. I think Paul Butler and Casemiro was supposed to fight, but I don't believe that fight took place. So because of what happened with the sauna situation. So yeah, we'll see what's next, man. We'll see what's next. We will see what's next for Naoya Inoue. Actually, I stand corrected. Paul Butler is the WBO champion. He won the vacant title on May 3rd, so I apologize to the fans. So will Paul Butler be next? Will Paul Butler be next, guys? I know he was supposed to fight Casemiro, but obviously he did not. So now we got Inoue being interviewed right now, thanking everybody. So he's thanking Nonito Donaire. So yeah, Paul Butler is a WBO. I guess he's the interim. It says he's the WBO interim world bantamweight titleist. So he fought Jonas Sultan. So I don't know what's going to happen here with this WBO title. So he's got the interim world bantamweight title. Casemiro got stripped for that stupid thing with the sauna. So yeah, he's the interim titleist. So let's clarify that right now. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think Inoue is going to move up? Antoine says Inoue is going to move up. Do you think he fights for the WBO title? Do you think he tries to become undisputed? Do you think they elevate Paul Butler to the full title list, or do you think they make Butler and Casemiro fight for the full title? What do you guys think is going to happen next? What do you guys expect to happen next? It's a good question. Oh, Butler has been lifted to the full title. Okay, so he's been so Paul Butler has been elevated to the full title, right? I guess he won the interim title was fought on April, and in May he was elevated to the full title list. Okay, so yeah, so again, I've been a little bit out of the loop. Sometimes I don't always stay on top of things. So Paul Butler is the full WBO bantamweight titleist. There's so much craziness going on. Casemiro. So Casemiro is going to be the number one challenger. Will he be made the mandatory, or can they just make an undisputed fight with Inoue? So Paul Butler versus Naoya Inoue for the undisputed. What do you guys think is going to happen next? 122 is where it's at, though. It's where it's at. You got Steve Fulton up there. You got Rais Salim. Right? You got MJ up there. That's a great division, 122. So let's see. There's a lot of options left open for Naoya Inoue, right? So let's see what he does next. Let's see who he fights next. Yeah, I think he'll be undisputed too if he fights Butler. I definitely think he'll be undisputed if he fights Butler. No disrespect to Butler, but Inoue's he's proven he's the man at bantamweight. He's proven that he's the man at bantamweight. A question. A question. See if he calls anyone out. He's just let's see if he says who he wants to fight next year. I'd like to see him fight for undisputed before he moves up. So he's given Donito a lot of credit here. He said he's the way he came back and won the WBC title. He respects that. Let's see if they ask him who's next. See what he wants to do next. See if he says he wants to become undisputed. See what he says here. No, he's a great champion. He's very humble. Doesn't talk trash. He's very respectful. So he just said he wants to become undisputed. So he's gonna try and go for undisputed. Let's see if Top Rank and the powers that be try to push that fight for him. So I think he'll fight for undisputed next. Paul Butler called him out as well. So he's thanking everybody once again. Yeah, the Japan crowd is very respectful. Very respectful to any fighter that steps in that ring. I agree with that. So Inoue just said he wants to go for undisputed. Do you guys think that's the next fight or what? What an incredible performance. Paul Butler is pro bellum. I didn't know that. And so was Donaire, so there shouldn't be anything preventing it. Oh, good points. Yeah, I didn't know that. Ronan Seven says, I believe Paul Butler is pro bellum, and so was Donaire, so there shouldn't be anything preventing it. Yeah, I have a feeling we'll see we'll see this undisputed fight next, and then after that, I think Inoue could move up to 122, but we haven't heard any issues about him trying, him making weight at bantamweight. So who knows? Maybe he'll stay here for a while. We'll see. But shout out to Nonito Donaire. I mean, he did his best. It was a great fight. He dared to be great. He could have sat there and just defended that WBC title. He could have fought other fighters, but he dared to be great. This is what it's like. This is what it is, daring to be great. When you go in there with a guy like Inoue who can knock you out with one shot, a guy who's the favorite and you're the underdog. This is what it's like, daring to be great. You guys say Canelo was daring to be great against Bivol, but he was a 5-1 favorite. Nonito Donaire was a 3-1 underdog here. Yeah, he was a world titleist. He could have easily made routine title defenses against lesser opposition. But what did he do? He tried to unify with the man in the division. This is what it means when you say daring to be great, guys. You want to talk about daring to be great? This is the definition of daring to be great. Yeah, we'll see what the WBO decides to do. I'd like to see Butler fight. Well, I'd like, I don't know, because if Butler fights Casemiro next, let the winner fight Inoue, or do you want to see Butler just go right into an Inoue fight? Because I think Casemiro would beat Butler, no disrespect. And I think the Casemiro Inoue fight would be a little bit more interesting. Because Casemiro is a volume guy. He's an action guy. He's a pretty decent puncher himself. He's more in his prime than Donaire, with all due respect. So if it's up to me, I'd like to see Casemiro fight Butler, and then the winner fight Inoue. If it was up to me, but like I said, we'll see how this whole thing plays out. There's always politics involved, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys. I thought I would. Yeah, Casemiro I think is better. Casemiro is better. So yeah, I think I'd like to see. And I'm gonna be honest. The WBO did fucking Casemiro wrong. That stupid fucking rule with the sauna in the UK, and they fucking strip him. That was bullshit. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Peace out, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Make sure you check out the roundtable this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be on D Style Boxing's channel. We got a lot of good people who are going to stop by. Great panel as always, and I'm sure we'll talk about this fight as well. So have a great day, everyone. Peace out. Take care. Beavers out. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great day.